want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right space. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Boot Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we all killers. And when you step on the court, yo, you're our dinner. When I play D in the fourth.
So we back with the next one. Seem like y'all enjoyed the first one, man. So we gonna keep this going. It's the Brutal City Weekly Wrap-Up Podcast with your boy Brutal, Simon the Scene, Wicked and Mean.
What's good, All City fan? What's good, Bruce Squad? Stand up. I'm All City, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's get right.
Yeah, man. So we got a few things we're going to talk about, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to start it off hot, tough conversation being had in the community. We got people on both sides. We're going to start talking about the level 40 grind conversation, y'all. All right. I want to ask you, my G, man, is it too short, bro? Is it too short? And what are some of the things that 2K could do to keep people engaged? Like for the grinders, keep them engaged after hitting level 40.
You know, it's tough. I get a lot of feedback on this level 40 and it being too easy to hit level 40. And I got to say, I think 2K finally made a consideration for the working folks out there. The moms and dads who are heavily invested in life and only have a little bit of time to get on and game.
Yeah.
I know Legend has always been a thing. Like, top rep has always been a thing in 2K, and I think 2K is just attempting to try and change this dynamic of grinding or investing your life in giving 2K your soul for an annual cycle. This is something that needs to be changed. I like that 2K is keeping up with the times, you know what I'm saying? So when when we consider like other battle pass type of games out there, battle passes are just an incentive, but the game is like the game has everything it needs for you to keep playing, and hopefully 2K is following in that practice, and they understand that the battle pass is just an incentive, or seasons are just an incentive, and you need to make sure that the gameplay is there to keep the players interested.
And that's the thing with me, right? Like, I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate because I do like how the regular working Joe could definitely hit Legend, but I feel like they're lefting out the grinders. Like you reference Call of Duty, right? You reference Call of Duty, of course, and the battle pass system in there. The good thing about it is you could just be the regular person that's going through the battle pass, but the real grinders go for those camos. Max camo that sets you apart. When you see someone that max camo, you're like, yo, this is a no life. He is a grinder. So there is something to set them apart. But so far, I'm not seeing nothing in 2K that really takes up that spot to really set that grind apart. So let people respect me when I step out because I'm a grinder. You gonna hit your legend, no? You know what I mean? You gonna hit that level 40. But me, I put in more time, and this is what I'm showing now to set myself apart from you.
Big facts, man. Big facts. I totally agree with that because I said it from the beginning that Legend was going to lose its allure. And not only that, they needed to create something. So I thought 2K was going to make it so that you could become Legend. Like, there's another way or another aspect to becoming Legend, and it encompassed everything that the city had to offer, including gameplay, like including playing park modes and rec modes, pro-am modes. But there needed to be an additional, another aspect that allowed you guys to keep grinding. And unfortunately, 2K hasn't yet introduced it. And this is a trial, you know what I mean? Like, this is a trial effort into season. So
fair enough. Fair enough. I give them that. I give them that. Y'all know it. So 2K, All City batting for y'all. I was about to go in. I was about to go crazy, but he batting for y'all because I think their attempt to give a little something was a penthouse, and we know what I feel about that, so we're not gonna go there again. Like, and what? Yeah, we're real. Like, and what? Like, what do you think? Like, the way how I'm looking at it right now, I'm worried about after season 4. I'm worried because if they keep up with this pace, how easy it is to get to 40. It's not necessarily easy. Some people are still at 30 something, but if you're a grindhead, you won't get to 40 quick, right? And I want them to keep it that rate so everybody would have an opportunity to get there. I don't want them to make it too difficult. So now, because there is only a 6-week gap, it's not like previous Legends where you could grind a year plus and still get to Legend. It's now you only have that 6-week limitation to get to that level 40. I don't want them to make it too difficult. But what do you think 2K could do after that 4th season to make the game interesting, to keep people on it, though?
It's tough because, considering, I think players need to consider expanding their horizons. And hear me out when I say this, because I know a lot of players are committed, similar to myself. I was committed heavily for years into solely playing Park. You couldn't get me out of the Park, right? So this for years this happened. Yeah, for years. I mean, I've got multiple years just only Park gameplay. Yeah. And then 1 year we just decided to start going into rec. And then another year we decided to start going into Pro-Am. And we loved the game modes. We enjoyed it. It added a whole new aspect to 2K gaming. So I think players need to start considering the idea of expanding your horizons if you want to stay playing the game after you hit level 40. Also, I just want to touch base on this really quickly. You may want to consider a different position. And the reason why I'm saying this is make a new build, consider playing a different position.
Switch up your play
so
style.
That you can get, it'll allow you some more insight into how your teammates are thinking when you're running the point guard. Let's say you're running the point guard position. It'll expand your gameplay. If you run the center position, hear me out. If you run the center position, you will indeed expand your point guard abilities because you're seeing things from a different vantage point. And that's tremendously important from the defensive end to the offensive end.
Let me take a jab at that real quick because I'm always the one to not miss an opportunity to take a jab. Usually I do that, but because it costs so damn much for me to create players, it's kind of restricting how much flexibility I got in terms of creating different positions. Because usually, I know if you've been following me out or whatever, but how long, but when it comes to creating builds, I usually create a big early and a point guard early, right? Mm-hmm. My big is to go into the rec and just play with randoms, because randoms, when you reach into that rec, they don't pass. But at least you could get some boards and get outlet passes and to help with your wrap up with that grind, right? So every year I always create a guard and a center. This year, man, it's tough.
I'm on the same boat because this is the first year that I've only created one build so far. And I'm on my point guard build. I intend to go into season 2 with a big man. But it's similar to what you said. I think because of what we experienced in 2K21 in particular, and in my opinion, the disappointment that we had with 2K21 kind of has me taking a step back in how much I give to 2K. Is the game gonna match like our investment financially, considering that idea? Is it gonna match us? Can we trust it that it's gonna match us? And as it stands right now, with what you're speaking about, the level 40 grind being so easy, we're talking about we have 9 seasons, and within the first 4 seasons people are gonna hit legend, and there's gonna be a ton of them out there. So I get it, and I get that it's an investment, and it's really just a matter of if you're going to continue playing. Do you want to expand this other game modes? You could try My Team. I tried My Team just last year for the first time, and I heavily enjoyed myself. Franchise modes, one of the best in gaming, has one of the best franchise modes. Not something that a Park player, and I get it. I feel y'all. I was a Park player through and through. Couldn't get me on any game mode, but it's not something that a Park player even wants to hear or entertain. What the hell is this guy talking about? My Team, like, you feel me? Until you actually get it.
I'm scared of My Team myself because of how much money it usually costs. But I think it got a draft mode that you don't necessarily have to spend any money to play.
So, newly introduced draft mode.
Yeah, that's interesting. And play now is still fun. Like playing now, old school playing now that we used to do, back in the day when we didn't have that connection that was that consistent. We should just play against our friends. You could go and play now against people online, and it's still fun. You know what I mean? So you're right about that, and that's something like us park players don't really think about, because all we think about creating that player, going out there and, you know, as yourself, as because this player representing you, just show
That's
out.
That's the intrigue, yeah. And I think that's where 2K gets a lot of us. That intrigue of actually, like, you know, I oftentimes say this. A lot of players live vicariously through 2K to get their
100%.
basketball.
100%.
Yeah, so when you see yourself out there or an image representing yourself, you're like, that's actually me. And you can see the ego boost in some players. They really believe that's them out there.
Facts.
Aside from the
Facts.
left, right, G's and the actual skill boost, they also
Yeah.
have ego boosts out there.
They
And
really
I
be
get it.
talking like that. They be talking gangster and stuff, man.
Yeah,
It always cracks me up
yeah.
when someone say, "Yo, drop your addy. I'm gonna pull up." I'm like, bro, we in a video
Imagine.
game, bro. Like,
Imagine, my guys, it's like, come on, y'all, keep it gaming. Let's keep it gaming, and with considering the idea of keeping it gaming, consider for a second expanding your horizons.
yeah,
You
play a few
may
more
not
things.
be disappointed,
You know?
and if you do find it difficult, to make an investment in another build, I get it, I understand, but understand that the investment far exceeds just the actual build. As if you primarily play on a point guard build, making
Yeah.
an investment in another build in another position is definitely going to increase your point guard ability.
Facts, 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 facts. Like, I like the game mode thing. I like those. I love those ideas. To be quite honest, me personally, because I'm a park player, rec player mainly. I start playing different games. I ain't gonna run, and it's. I know this is a 2K podcast, but we got a lot of games coming out too, man. So that's
Next gen.
yeah, exactly. So that's a good thing in me seeing the level 40 grind. That usually if I'm grinding to legend, that's all I'm playing. Just 2K, no matter what. I gotta grind. I gotta get to the legend as quick as possible, right? But now I'm seeing some windows where I could actually enjoy multiple games
You know,
and not just play 2K.
to add to that, bro, you know, if it wasn't for 2K21, I don't know if I would have expanded on my game library. You know,
Yeah.
you know, because I was so heavily into 2K, and that I would spend the entire cycle playing 2K.
Yeah.
And you know it's a grind if you want to hit legend. You damn near just stay
Exactly.
on 2K your whole life.
Yes,
You
pretty
know,
much.
it's almost like a job. So if you want to hit that high overall, that high rep, you're gonna have to grind 2K. But 2K21 allowed me the opportunity to play different games. So there's the beauty of this thing. Let me just say this real quick. The
Yeah.
beauty that I'm noticing right now with what we're talking about is that after you hit level 40, then you could play something else, and when the new season comes out, you could start it again.
You could still do
So,
this. Exactly.
You know, considering that aspect of it, and there are incentives that 2K is giving you with the seasons and the season rewards. Hopefully that'll get people back on, and maybe they could kind of change their mindset that you don't need to live or die by 2K. Right? No.
Facts, 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 facts. All right, now let's move on to some more serious topics, man. And this was started on Twitter. Zandria, I gotta give a big shout out, of course, man. I gotta give a big shout out to Zandria. She started up, a firestorm with a tweet, and this is a tweet. She said, "Dear at NBA 2K community, can we please cancel playmakers, play shots that need screens to score? Where's the skill? You're a dribbler that needs screens left, right the whole time. Then there's always one in the corner doing nothing. This is not fun. This is not 2K. Where do you stand with that, man?"
Hey, I and I don't want to throw. I'm gonna try my best not to throw shots,
Yes.
but I will say
Keep it
I will
within the
say
lines.
the concept of eliminating screens is considering eliminating a whole portion of actual IRL NBA gameplay. So that's one way to look at it. You don't want to cancel out NBA gameplay. You know, 2K is doing their best to simulate NBA.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration, we need screens. It's nice to see screens back. 2K21 was the first year where you really didn't need screens at all. Like at all. It wasn't.
And everyone ISO'd.
Yeah, it was a hindrance. Setting
Yeah.
a screen was like it was going to hinder your gameplay.
Yeah.
So considering that aspect as well, is like you got to know that this is indeed 2K. This is the 2K that I know. Screens have always been an aspect in 2K. If
Yes.
anything, this year is more familiar to me than what 2K21
So you're
was.
saying the screens is a good thing. So you're on the side of screens. Let me get this right. You're on the side of screens.
Well,
You
yeah,
gotta pick
you
a
talk about
side.
the
You
left
gotta
right
pick a
piece.
side. You gotta pick a
Yeah,
side. Is that you on the
I,
side of screens or you on the side of no screens? Because she said remove it, like cancel them.
well,
Right.
she's saying cancel playmakers from new
Yeah,
screen.
the
So
user screens, yeah. And run
yeah,
that
so
back
I'm
and
like,
forth.
you trying to knock the big man with brick wall. So all in all, you want to cancel out big men, brick wall,
Brick
pick and
wall, yeah.
roll,
Need to
pick
go.
pops.
Need to go.
Yeah, you're canceling so much in the game. There's pick and pop, and then you're
Alright.
limiting your defense on top of that because there's defense that can handle this stuff.
Yeah. I think I figured out how to defend it. Me and once I play with the right people, we could defend it. And I understand. I'm going a little too, because I know this was not what she's trying to say, just eliminate it. But I was just being a little extreme because we like to set up a little something. I think what she was complaining about is just people don't need a skill gap to be good in the game. And all you have to do is you don't need to learn dribble moves. You don't need to go in the lab anymore to learn dribble moves. All you need is a big man and a very short point guard, and you could literally go left and right until that screen hits. Remember last week you already highlight that 2K Labs said that silver will give you more than 50% effectiveness when it comes to screens, right? So once you run someone across once or twice, they're gonna get hit, which will give that speed demon enough space with no dribble moves to get open, and they already got plus 93s. So I think that was her biggest gripe, right? Not necessarily eliminating screens, although I think you could take it as that.
Yeah, you could. You
You could
definitely
take
could.
it as that, you know what I mean? But I think that was what she was trying to say. And yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I know I said I kind of agree. But once you got two smart people, you could figure out how
Yeah.
to take them out of the game.
Say it again. Yes, say it again because we're eliminating. It's like we don't want to adjust our defense.
Yeah.
And it's like if you work, I understand your pain if you're running with randoms. I get it completely. Why you may feel this way if you're out there running with randoms. But defense and offense is a team effort, and I think we're forgetting that.
Yeah.
Why if we eliminate and all right, so let's say if we take into consideration what Zandria is mentioning, and it turns into an ISO game, then you got two people sitting in the corner, and it's a one-on-one. You feel what I'm saying? At
With the
least
left
now,
right, and some of them do left right with that ISO, and yeah, that's
They're deadly.
harder. That's harder.
Yeah.
That's much harder. And my biggest gripe, like I do agree with her. I ain't gonna lie to you, I do, I do.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should remove it or cancel it. But I think we're not in a good place right now offensively in the community because most people could just run to this build as a cop out, right? Make the speed demon left right. They don't need to learn the game. There's no skill level or no skill entry level to being good, and that's the problem. We need skill gap.
getting bailed out. Yeah,
Yes.
they're getting bailed out for sure.
Exactly.
It's an exploit.
Yeah, it's definitely an exploit, and it's an easy exploit, right? And I think when the moment they buff unpluckable, that's when these speed demons came out. You know what I mean? These speed
And the
demons came
community
out.
made the adjustment. The
Yeah.
community made the adjustment. They
always do.
saw the exploit. They always do, bro. They
Exactly.
always gonna find that exploit. So
Yeah.
we know that the community is gonna find the exploit. I wish 2K would work harder because the game was damn near there, bro. The game was like there in the beginning of the year. People weren't up
wasn't that
on
good.
5-7s.
But everyone was like, yo, this is one of the best games. While people was crying for steals, we were still saying, yo, the steals might be overpowered, but it's still the best game. You know why? Because those steals offered some balance. Now
Yes.
guards wasn't running wild, crazy, and dribbling into people because they would worry about, yo, this dude is a danger to me. I gotta be careful if I go close to him because he could reach and steal that ball. But as soon as they take out the game, all right, now I'm invincible in this. Bro, let's go. Left, right,
And
left,
that's why I
right.
could agree. That's exactly why I could agree with Zandria from that aspect. Is that when we consider the balance that the game had in the beginning of the year versus now, like you said, it forced strategy, it forced team gameplay, it forced getting
100%.
getting everyone on the court involved in what's happening out there. And now we're falling into a place where, like Zandria mentioned, is a left right behind the screen. I like the challenge. I like the idea of taking on the challenge, creating a defense that could handle that challenge. For instance, let me just throw this out there real quick. We were playing rec yesterday. There was somebody left writing, and they were doing it really well. It was classy. It was like they were doing it with a certain level of integrity. The left right. It wasn't just an abuse.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to approach this left right, working behind the screen. And the dude had great shot selection. But what we ended up having to do to make the adjustment was make sure that our center is not up on that screen. So our defensive center, we had to push to the corner, and we had to bring somebody with more speed up top. Right? So we had two players with a good amount of speed that could catch up to that left right.
Yeah.
And that's one adjustment that you guys may want to consider out there.
And one thing we do in threes, because it's harder to do in threes, we just force the two. We say, okay, we're gonna double you. We're gonna take you out of the game, because a lot of them already got this pride about them. They're used to left right being successful and getting threes. They don't want to pass up that 3-4-2. So we force them. And then it's a mind game. Because now you got this dude off of his game because he's not doing what he used to doing. So we're gonna force the two every time and just trap him. Right? As soon as he come up, it's two people waiting right there, left and right. He can't go nowhere or get that shot off. And we force that dude to roll.
And then you'll see the skill gap when you play like that.
Exactly.
You'll start to see a point guard is going to have to start using his passing ability, passing IQ now.
Yes.
And that you gotta, as defenders out there, you're gonna have to force the. You know what? I had a good conversation yesterday about guarding tendencies.
Yeah.
So if you see a point guard left, right, and his tendency is to shoot, then when you play like that, when you play people up, we're guarding the tendency. He has poor passing IQ, but a great shot
100%.
because he's exploiting 2K.
Yeah.
So, so when you limit that, now you get to see a different look from that offense, and it's really about.
And you really get to see IQ, because the reason why we do that too is because I could always, when I play with the right people, I could always call something to get an open three, like an off-ball screen that people don't use. I could call a wrap into an off-ball screen, or multiple different options that people just, because everybody just know the basics. Left, right, we could get a three and that will work. But when you start doing stuff like that, people, you catch them off guard. You know what I mean? So we're going to get a three that we need. So we're going to force y'all to keep going with twos, and then we're going to get that, and we usually come on top. You know what I'm saying? So there are multiple strategies to use. My biggest issue is that these people, I don't mind if you had to go through like a lab on practice to get that left right down pack. But that's not the case. You make a small bill, simple moves. You tap the right trigger to spark the size up, and you sprint left and you sprint right, and you just keep doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that Hall of Fame handle for days allowed them to dribble a lot without losing energy at all.
You're talking about chaining 28 dribble moves before you're blinking. There's 24 seconds on the clock. How are we chaining 28 dribble moves before blinking?
Exactly, you understand? So yeah, so I actually kind of agree, but yeah, I see how people could take this wrong if they just look at it on face value at the same time. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was important for us to talk about that. Now we're gonna talk about Logo Day. Logo Day was yesterday. I ain't gonna front with y'all, man. You know what I mean? When Logo Day comes around, the community they're on their best behavior. Everyone's saying positive stuff about 2K. Everyone, 2K is the greatest game. If they're disgruntled, they quiet. You know what I mean? Everyone is streaming around Logo time when they're doing that event. Now, I'll ask you a question. I want your honest opinion. Do you think the logo still got the same impact it had like when they first introduced it, or even the second year they introduced it?
So I'm gonna keep it a buck because I don't want to discourage anyone out there who's attempting to get a logo. We
No.
know if a logo means something for you, then it shouldn't lose its value by anything I have to say.
And it could help a lot of people too. It does help a
Big
lot of
facts.
people. You know what I mean? I support a bunch of people that it helps, like Mr. Glass, like Bash, like Jordan, Lou Jordan, a bunch of people out there get it. I support them, and I do like their content and support what they do. You know what I mean? But yeah,
You know, there was a thing. There was a time in 2K where we, again, primarily I was a park player for years. So there was a time in 2K where if you seen a logo in the park, damn near the whole park congregated around that logo, right?
facts,
You
facts.
remember
He was
that?
like a
Yeah,
celebrity instantly.
yeah, you were like a celebrity. Now we see logos and they just pass us right by, and we're like, okay. So it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same when you see a logo out there. Maybe there are too many. Maybe they're not. There's a certain lack of exclusivity.
Yeah,
It could be that, but there's something with it that's making it lose its value. At least that's what I'm noticing. I could be wrong. You guys, let me know what you think. I'm
yeah.
not sure what you
Yeah,
think
let me
about
know
that.
what you think, man. Because I was about to ask you like why you think that is, but you kind of answer it there as well.
Yeah.
I know, man. I just think now people kind of associate it with people compromising.
Mm.
I'm
And
just
what are you
yeah.
referring?
Because
And
because I had it last year, and as soon as I got people like, "Yo, Brute gonna sell out now. Oh, he gonna sell out for." I'm like,
oh,
bro, I'm gonna do
oh,
me, bro. Like, come on, Brute ain't gonna front. Like, stop it. You know what I mean?
facts.
Like, one thing I ain't gonna do is front. I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna do. If you got issues, I'm gonna highlight them like I usually do because that's what I grew my platform of. I'm not gonna compromise my platform for anything. Trust me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem. People associate it with negativity, and it could be the
Mm.
way how they're marketing it as well. To be honest with you, but yeah, we're not gonna speak anymore on that. Now we're gonna talk about some badges, man. This is your section, man. So I'll leave it to you.
All right, so we want to get into some of the. I've been dropping a ton of videos on badges, as you guys know if you follow the channel. So I wanted to get into some best value badges that you don't have to invest a lot of badge points into, but they're gonna serve as a tremendous value to your gameplay. And one of the I'm gonna go through 5 badges right quick. Hopefully, Brute, you can share your thoughts on
Yeah,
these
yeah.
as well as I go along. But the first badge that I want to bring up is the Bailout Badge. It's a badge that you could equip on bronze, and it has a tremendous value for you. And the reason why I'm making this badge first, I just wanted to touch base on what the badge offers you. And that's going to offer you passes out of jump shots, passes to help get you, like, to allow you the ability to pass out of double teams, passes that it'll eliminate. The badge will help eliminate errant passes. And I think that is tremendous with everybody running glue hands. The badge stacks with glue hands. Bailout on bronze just seems to be a good value badge, just at the
Man,
bronze level at the very least. It's
I
good.
call this badge the bloodline, man. This badge will give you a next life. This badge saves you from a lot of mistakes. I ain't gonna front.
The bloodline.
The
Uh-huh.
bloodline. Since this badge been introduced, I've always everyone who's running with me have to have this badge on. You taking a bad shot, you see someone closing out than you, bail out. You gonna
Bailout.
drive to the dunk, you see a whole team and you know your bill ain't got no contact dunks, bail out. Or you driving and you see someone close out to help. And out of a dunk, you see an open teammate, bail out. This you right, this for sure should be
And I
a
want to
best
play.
values.
I want to play devil's advocate to that same concept, because I know maybe you guys out there are like, do we even need bit? What if you have a high pass accuracy? Why are you? Why? Hear me out. If you have a high pass accuracy, why do you need the badge to? You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't the attribute help you
Oh,
more? Or
yeah.
if you have a high pass accuracy and you throw a jump pass, you're gonna throw it away. There's gonna be a chance that you throw it
Yes.
away, but you got bail
So
out.
you got
There's
a
less
badge,
of a chance.
yes. Yes.
Yes. Why is there a badge bailout in the game?
This is what I'm saying. Y'all better be thankful that badge is in the game. Now I gotta go for the badge. Because if I always got high pass accuracy. So either way the argument helps me out. This badge helping y'all out because now you don't need a high passing accuracy to get
There you go. Save some
exactly.
points.
For me,
Save some.
I'm good with that. But for a lot of
Save-
people, it doesn't like the lockdown that I'm playing with. He wouldn't have a high pass accuracy as me, right? But he could still have some of the benefits. It mightn't be as full as me because I'm going to have bailout higher, of course. I mean, because I drive more, I distribute more, I pass more, I create more. So I'm going to have it higher. But he need, as you said, bronze is all he need. And it could save him some turnovers, save him some mistakes, some bad decisions. So, you know, that for me, I'm good with either way. But I could see why the badge is still important.
Yeah, those are some great thoughts on bailout, and hopefully you guys could take that into consideration with equipping the bailout badge. As like Bruce said, there's a bloodline badge and could save you guys some possessions out there instead of turning the rock over.
100%.
The next badge that I want to go over is the corner specialist badge. Again, I'm talking about best value badges, but this badge you could equip on bronze. Not a huge investment on your shooting badge points. 1 badge point to equip the badge on bronze, and it'll give you guys a 5% increase to your shots in the corner. And this extends, you know, it works in mid-range and 3-point range. So keep that in mind, that 5% increase for 1 badge point seems to be a really good value at the bronze level. OG.
That's
Corner
really
specialist
nice.
is an OG for a reason.
Facts.
So
Facts.
bronze level for corner specialist, I think, is a good value badge.
I know this might
the
be
next-
the right place I know this might be the right place to say this, but I use that to cheese, bro. I put on that badge so I could hit more corner fades.
There you go. And that's what I've been doing. That, you know, ironically, over the last week or so, I've been testing this badge. I even put it up to Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we found out that it's not necessary at Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Gold and bronze are the key levels
enough.
for corner specialists. But like you said, them fades in the corner, GG, yeah. It just gives you that additional
I'm sorry,
boost.
I'm not trying to be toxic, y'all. I'm not trying to be toxic. I'm
I
just
love
saying.
it, though.
I'm just saying. This is the 3-point
right, the next
line
badge
fade ace.
Uh-huh.
I said this is a 3-point line fade ace right here. But anyway,
you
let's
go.
continue on.
The next badge on the list, and you know, we covered bailout, corner specialist, and the next badge will be quick chain. Now, a lot of people hear quick chain and they automatically think highest level, max level for quick chain. Also, I do want to just say this right quick. You gotta, when you considering equipping these badges, you gotta make sure it matches your playstyle. Don't just put on a badge because somebody else said it's goated.
Fact.
If it's not matching your playstyle, if it's not, in other words, quick chain, you have to do 3 dribble move combos. If you're a left-right cheeser and you don't perform 3 dribble move combos, quick chain is not the badge for you.
Facts.
But if you find yourself in a lot of 3 chain or 3 dribble move combinations and you want to take full advantage of that speed boost, quick chain on bronze will get you a 12% speed boost on your 3rd dribble move. A great value badge for you guys to consider for playmaking.
Yeah. For me, I don't use this badge that much on next gen, but current gen to me it's more effective for me personally. On my 6-7, I got a point forward over there. It's way more
So you
effective
feel
over
the
there.
difference.
I rock it
feel
on. Yeah, I feel a difference. I feel a huge difference. And I'm talking about I created a new 5'9", but it's not a meta 5'9". It got contact dunks on it. That's a fun 5'9". I don't like
Gotcha,
meta builds.
gotcha.
You know,
Uh-huh.
I want to dunk on people. Like they could leave the game saying, "Oh, a 5'9" just posted you." That's what I want. Okay, I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't want to
like,
see that. Oh
Yeah,
man,
I
you're
wa-
talking about you're gonna end up.
Exactly.
Zandria is gonna end up tweeting about you.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So even with that, like quick chain, I try to like, man, I'm good on this. Man, I might just keep hyperdrive. Man, quick chain doesn't do it for me on that build.
Okay.
But on the 6-7.4, I really see a huge change when I added quick chain. So definitely best value for me for current more than next. Maybe it might be because of the builds and my play style as well.
See that.
It
Yeah, I can see that.
changes. But yeah.
Dope stuff.
Yeah,
Dope
you're right as
information. So if you guys on current gen, you might see better value for quick gen bronze than next gen.
Yeah.
The next badge that I want to cover at the bronze level, one of the best value shooting badges that you could equip on your player is the Lucky 7 badge. Now keep in mind that this badge This badge only operates 7 seconds of your possession, so keep the first 7 seconds of your possession. It only operates. This is why it's recommended at the bronze level, because you want to have badges that actually work throughout your possession at higher levels, because it's a greater badge point investment. Lucky 7 on bronze is going to give you guys a massive shooting boost, something that's a high benefit, low cost, and it's not as much of an investment for you guys. Lucky 7 on bronze will make your shooting goated out there, so consider that badge as well. What do you think about Lucky 7?
Yeah, I rock it. I rock it, and I like my teammates to rock it too, because I like to play fast. Even on the check-in ball, like someone scores, we throw it in fast, try to get it down to someone as quick as possible. They get a nice boost, and most times they score. I know this is a really effective badge for real. You know, shooting is already not the hardest thing in the game. Imagine if you got an extra boost on that quick play. Come on.
For a bronze badge on top of that, that's where it really that's where it really shines. That the idea that you could get this massive shooting boost
For just
bronze.
for 1 point.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's a
facts.
win-win. Yeah.
Another badge that I want to get into, which is we just got the test on this from I'm pretty sure it was 2K Labs who ran a test on this.
2K
The
Labs
tight
or 2K2s?
handles.
Oh, tight
Tight
handles?
hand?
Oh,
Yeah, tight hand.
All right,
Yeah.
2K Labs, all right.
Tight handles giving you guys is actually unlocking, just by equipping this badge on bronze, is unlocking stun animations. Now, before even considering other badges, I was leaning toward tight handles, but I was putting it at max level, which is absolutely not necessary for tight handles. But at the bronze level, it's gonna unlock the stun animation, which then you'll then use badges like quick first step, and badges that'll give you an additional boost to your speed off of that first step.
Wow.
So it'll unlock the stun animation, and it'll give you an 11% increase into the amount of stuns that you get just by equipping it on bronze.
I think you just made a community toxic, man, because I didn't even know that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know
Well,
that.
I get a lot of questions about tight handles. Should we put it on?
Ooh, I ain't gonna
I'm like,
throw
you
you.
put it
I'm gonna test it out as soon as I get out.
Yeah,
I gotta test it out.
I get those questions like, should you equip tight handles? Is it worth
Yeah.
it? And like I said, I had it at a higher level, and I think a lot of these badges are dependent on your actual play style. So,
Yes.
and I'm not saying that generically. I mean to say, you got to watch how you dribble or what dribble moves you
Yeah,
trigger.
like certain
because-
snatchbacks or crossovers
you
will
go.
activate
Yeah.
tight handles. Like it was one
Yeah.
of my favorite badges. 2K20 and in 21, I think I use it a lot in current gen as well. I try it out, but usually I switch between it's between that or Space Creator has been really effective over the years as well. Not so much this year, I think, because the step backs is not as effective this year and stuff.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, so I will have to try tight handles again for real now that you mentioned, because I didn't really give it much of a shot this year because how it's been last year in some of the so yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it now. I think you just made a very toxic community, but blame all the city.
You're gonna see a lot more stuns out there, man. This shout out to the good fellas at 2K
Don't
Lab,
know.
what 2K2s does.
Don't
They
know.
do great work for the community, so I appreciate what they do. That allows me the opportunity to even be here, talking about these badges. So it's just a beautiful thing to see it happen like that.
Yeah.
And now we could get these great value badge points at bronze and get a huge benefit from them.
100%. We wanted to talk a little bit about the Xbox shutting off. You say you had some news on that, something on Xbox shutting off.
I do, and I know a lot of people, during the live stream, they've been coming in saying, "Hey, what's going on with my Xbox?" I've been getting tweets saying, "Here's a fix for the Xbox," and a lot of people are experiencing this Xbox shut off, and it's not even allowing them to play their game or enjoy what they invested their finances into. And it's like, oh, come on, man! 2K is currently a large investment.
It
It's not.
definitely is.
Yeah, consider the inflation in the city, considering the pricing for the game in itself. It's an investment, and we want to make sure that we're getting the most out of our investment. And as of right now, as it stands, not to mention you have to worry about like fears of your Xbox just getting bricked out there. Nobody wants to deal with that. So I have this tweet. It was on 2K Reddit, and it says, if your Xbox Series X shuts off while playing NBA 2K22 and you're in the Xbox Insider program to receive beta updates, leave the program or use the latest Omega update. So consider that. Brute, I know you got an Xbox.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately, I tried some of these methods and they're not working for me. And it's just certain game modes though. Like I could literally play Park all day, no problem. Not one
look
shut
at
off,
that.
nothing. But as soon as I enter rec, gone. I might get a game
Scary.
in, yeah, or the Chris Berkeley workout for sure. That's
Mm.
shutting off. Like those are the
So
two things I know to stay away from.
what do you think it could be? Like? What is something that could cause it to shut off like
I
that? I
think
can't understand.
Well, I experienced something like this on PC already because I'm a PC gamer. I've been PC gaming for a while now. And once the software isn't optimized right, usually the game, like this happened to me playing, I think, was it Call of Duty? One of those games, but then I think they got enough reports and then they drop a patch and it fixed the problem. Computer stopped shutting off. And sometimes it's just not the game, the software is not optimized right for the hardware. Right.
Gotcha.
From my understanding, when 2K is developing their game, they use, and that's why PlayStation don't experience it as much. Some people did, but not a lot. It's not on a wide scale on PlayStation at all. They use the PlayStation dev kit when they developed 2K, when they started off developing 2K21 next gen. I think they continue on. And
Yeah.
they just didn't optimize it right when they ported it over to the Xbox. So that's causing, I think, when you enter certain things like the rec, it start overheating the console because it's not optimized right. From my understanding, that's
Yeah.
just me talking like layman
No,
terms, like here. You know what I'm
but
saying?
I've read something alluding to that same idea because it was a thought process of, is it the software or is it the hardware? And
Yeah. The,
people are confused as to whether, and that should help clear it
yeah.
up.
The
Where
reason why I'm not like some hardwares might be faulty, some of them, but
Mhm.
not that widespread though. Like, um, I play a lot of the games, ton of games. You know, with the Game Pass, you get a bunch of next gen titles and current gen, and I don't experience it with no other game but 2K. I have not, my console have not shut off once with no other game. That might not be
That's
the same for
interesting.
anyone else, but for me, I played a ton of games on that console, and the only game that it happened, that's why I stopped playing 21 next gen last year and went back to current gen. I could play on current gen all day, no problem. Same this year, I could play on current gen 22 all day. No, all the game modes, like all day yesterday, I streamed um the rec, no problem. But as soon as I go on 22 next gen,
Yeah,
some with the optimization that's causing a lot of
unreal.
issues.
So this is, in your opinion, there's a 2K fix.
I
There's not a
believe
hiccup.
it's a so yeah, I believe it's a
Yeah.
software issue. I
Yeah,
believe
it's
it's a
just
software issue.
help clear that up for you guys out there. That I know there's some
Yeah.
confusion in the community,
Yeah, a lot of
wondering
people and a lot of
where.
people are coming at me and say, "No, send back your consoles." A lot of people
Mm,
hit me up. They sent back their console. Xbox sent it back to them. Say, "Yo, nothing is wrong with your Xbox."
ain't that
They send
something?
it back
Ain't
to them.
that
Some
interesting?
people though, but some people change their Xbox and that worked out. I'm saying it's a
Mm-hmm.
case by case situation,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
But even like one of my friends, Gambi, that I play with a lot, he
Yeah.
had his first Xbox brick by 2K21 next gen, and he sent it to me. And it took a few, probably like 6 months, but he already had some S's in his house, so he was able to still play on the S's because the S's don't give any problem with it. Apparently, that which is the weaker console.
A weaker console. That's what I
Yes,
was.
it
All right.
works exactly. But
Mm,
he got back the new one, and he
mm-hmm.
recently got back the new one, right? So people say it's
Yeah.
the first ones they release have
First
issues.
wave.
Yes,
Gotcha.
but he
Mm-hmm.
got one of the new ones, and it's shutting off. It still shuts off. It still shuts off.
A huge disappointment. Some miscommunication between 2K development and Xbox.
Yeah,
Is just
something that needs to be addressed.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hopefully they address it sooner than later because I know players out there, they're gonna come together for something like this. Unable to play the game, this is shut down. Not that 2K is at risk for this, but it
yeah,
has hurt a lot of development companies by releasing products that are unplayable
hundred
out there
percent, hundred
for reasons
percent.
like this.
And this is the thing too. I think because I didn't play Call of Duty too, just to highlight this, Call of
Mm.
Duty the Black Ops was doing that when it first released.
Yeah, yeah, it happened to me too.
You see, and
Cold
and
War.
it and right, Yes, and they drop a patch,
Mm-hmm.
fixed it.
Yeah.
The same thing,
Yeah.
and they drop a patch that addressed it. Which
So software.
this is what I'm saying. You.
Yeah.
We have evidence of this happening with different games, but they drop a patch to fix it.
Hey, if we think that the actual software or a 2K is an investment, the council is a hell of an investment. We don't, we don't want to put that investment at risk
Exactly.
at all. I know I'm not trying to. If 2K shut off my PlayStation right now, that'll be the last the last time you see me playing 2K.
Man,
So I
I'm
can go
telling
through
you.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man.
Yeah, facts. And it's a huge issue, man. It's a huge issue. But I think that's a good episode right there, man. I think we're gonna close it off. We cover a bunch of things. Let me know your thoughts. You got any final words, my G?
I do. I want to say I appreciate you guys' support and how you show love for the Brutal City podcast. We're gonna keep this thing going weekly. This is a weekly wrap up. I've gotten a lot of questions inquiring. When's the next episode? This is gonna happen every week. Yeah, we here to stay. We here for the community. We'll always put the community first.
Exactly.
2 men of integrity, 2 men with principles, and we're always going to make sure that we are the voices, if we can use our platform to be the voices of 2K for 2K. Yes. So hope you guys tune in next week. I appreciate what you guys do and showing your love and support. All City fam and Brutal City podcast, Brute Squad, stand up. I appreciate you guys so much.
Don't know. And before we go, I want, if y'all got any topics for us to cover during the week, make sure to send it to us. Y'all got our socials. Y'all could send it to All City, tweet at him or tweet at me on Twitter. And we will cover it at the end of this week. Once we see it, a lot of y'all be saying some stuff, man. I'll be like, really, man? Y'all really want us to talk about this, man? For real? For real? But yeah, if y'all got any topics, send it to us, man. And you know what it is, man. We gonna close out. Appreciate y'all coming through, showing the love, man. Make sure to like and share and subscribe to both of us. You know what it is. We gonna keep it coming, man. Have a blessed one, y'all. Peace.
Easy out.